Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 here to bring you Yuusha. More importantly, Maoyuu Maou Yuusha. Now, episode 9, this one was called I Am Human. This one's getting a 5 out of 5. No fucking around here. This had to be one of the most impactful episodes of this series. I'm not shitting around here. This was like, wow. It was like, holy shit, what's going on here? It got really serious, and I'm like, god damn. Good shit. I Am Human. Let's get into the review. And this is getting a 5 out of 5. Oh, no questions asked. Happens in this episode pretty much. In the beginning part, we got the merchant. He's talking to one of the students that Mao taught while in the castle. And his assistant that's there. And they're talking about, spreading rumors of some sort. It's dealing with the situation with Mao and being the can't say that word correctly, scholar and everything. And they want her to be, they want her to be, she's a heretic, supposedly. Now, and they're discussing it. And after that, we have the scene where they're in this tower. And Yuusha, the hero, the female knight, and the female maid. Now, the female older sister maid, oh man. She gets like 2 thumbs up, man. She was awesome in this episode. She disguised herself as Mao, Demon King. And the ending was actually surprising. There's an extra ending, I should mention this. There was an extra ending in this episode after the credits roll. I really like that. I really like that shit. And the ending was kind of confusing, the one after the credits rolled. I wasn't very confused. But during the actual episode, what happened is Yuusha and Female Knight are getting ready because they're giving her, she's disguising herself as Mao, putting on that ring and stuff. And they're going to give her to the church to take in as a prisoner. And, because she's considered a heretic. And she's getting ready to go. And when Yuusha leaves and Female Knight leaves, she's crying. And she feels so helpless, so powerless. And we see her thinking about the head maid and everything. And this is like a really impactful episode for situations, not even just in anime, but situations that are in real world kind of thing. Where you have people like this, people who aren't as wealthy as everybody else and are considered insects and just not even human beings because they're not better than anybody. So what ends up happening is they take her, as disguised as Mao, to the altar area where the church is going to send a messenger to come in and take her away. And Yuusha, the plan is pretty much that Yuusha is going to eventually go down there and stop them and rescue her. So, and pretty much the gist of this episode was, we saw glimpse, also in this episode, there's a part where we see the other kings, the other king, the king of the Central, I think he's called, who was defeated in the whole thing of what he did. And the Winter King was there, and he was there when he's there when they give it to the church, give her to the church. So they're on the scaffolding, that like high rise platform, and they're bringing her in. And first, the messenger from the church is telling this guy to check her out, make sure it's really her. They put on the cuffs on her, and it's like one of those medieval things, with the holes here and here, and it is so barbaric what they do to her. It's not even her. And it was such an impactful episode because of that. And they're basically whipping her. Like, psh, psh, psh. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? They're whipping the shit out of her. I'm like, motherfucker. And this guy who's the he needed to die. I wanted someone to just shoot this motherfucker. He needs to die. And Yuusha wants to jump in, but doesn't feel right what the right time is. And the entire time this is going on, her little sister's down there and saying, "Stop it, it's my little sister," and everything. And it's just an impactful scene. And eventually, as they stop whipping her, she gets up and she starts talking. Oh my God, this speech she did, this is why I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Specifically, this speech that the older sister maid disguised as Mao gives, because it's so impactful, saying that I'm human, I'm not an insect, and she's basically telling her past, what her life was like. I'm like, damn, that's where it's at. And she tells the whole crowd of different people in the crowd. She says kings, serfs, people of the church, soldiers, everything. And she's saying that you all have freedom. Pretty much, you all have freedom. You all have the freedom to work hard. No one can tell you otherwise. And so the church can't tell you otherwise, and so forth. I was like, damn. And this motherfucker kept hitting her, and that pissed me off. I was like, with her. And then, eventually what happens is, he tells everyone, "Girl, stone her to death. She's a heretic," and everything. And no one's stoning her at all. They're just standing there. And then she says another thing, saying, "If you value your treasure that you have, it would be an insult for you not to stone me. I don't mind. Go ahead and do it." And I was like, damn. And then they're stoning her. They stole the messenger. They're throwing stones at him. That was awesome. I love that part. And then eventually he tells one of the soldiers to kill her, cut off her head and everything. He's about to, and right before the last moment, the Winter King shows up and he just does his thing against him and says that you should leave. He never realized how there was a person, one of his subjects in his country, who felt this way. And basically what they do is the Winter King and the female knight, who has her own territory as well, proclaims Mao as a saint. And I was like, damn. And then he pushed it, because he runs away. He go back into the little cards and leave. And Yuusha's just shaking his head because he feels like he didn't do anything. And after that, we have another scene. Actually, no, we don't have another scene. It's just that there are a few scenes here and there with Mao, but we didn't really see anything. Now it's at the very end. And what happens is there's a scene with Yuusha and the old sister maid, and he says to her, "Never thought there would be a time where words would send an army away." That's pretty much what happened. Her words, the older sister maid, send the army away, which was really shocking. It's like, wow, you know. Then they had the credits after that, and we got a nice scene. This other scene, I was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I think I understand what's going on to a certain extent. It's Mao. This is Mao now. She's talking about how each person is a sparkling light and everything. And she wants to see Yuusha again. But she says, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And it's just her. It's not really, you don't see her. She's like made up of light. And she's touching the face of like all these different people who were considered the hero. And I was like, and then saying that she wanted to create a salvation of peace and everything. And that's where it actually ends. And then the next episode, I think, is going to be called There's More to This Story Than Useless Flesh. That's where it ends. So this was a very good episode. Like I said, the whole older sister made, that was awesome. That speech was just fantastic. And I'm still sticking to this theory. Mao is going to change. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is it might be the other Demon Kings before her taking possession of her, or she actually might turn evil. I know that sounds kind of weird and strange, but I got a feeling. I got a feeling about it. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Still got a few more episodes left. This was episode 9. We got, I think only 3 more. It's like, real quick soon. A lot of shit's ending in March. I should let you guys know that. Majority of the shit is ending in March. So that's another thing to think about. But good episode of Yuusha. 5 out of 5. No shitting around. Loved the speech. It was just all about humanity. Of being human. Not being considered an insect. That was the whole message said. And I thought it was an interesting message. I mean, it's not really a message towards, minorities. It's more, well, kind of. It's saying that everyone is the same. Everyone has all equality and the freedoms everyone else has. And she was just telling everyone to work hard and so on and so forth, which I thought was admirable. That was a really good episode because of this scene. It was fantastic. Now, we'll see what happens next week. Don't know what the title means. I mean, there's more to the story than useless flesh. I don't know what that means, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Okay, but anyway, this is Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later. I will try to do 2 more tonight. We'll see. The only other ones are Urshura, One Piece, Smoker, Law, and JoJo. No fairy tale. So yeah, this is Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later.